much better. Now then, let's talk about one of the most brilliant Hitman movies ever made, Dirty Dancing. What I'm about to say may strike you as odd. Dirty Dancing is the single most authentic movie about a professional hitman ever made. It's not the best, nor is it the most fun, but it is the most authentic one. Why? Because none of you had any clue that this movie is about a professional hitman. Or did you? No, of course you didn't. You're only familiar with what's on the surface. All you see is a dancing instructor falling in love with an upper-class girl at a holiday resort. But you see, that's exactly what our protagonist John Castle, portrayed by Patrick Swayze, wants you to believe. In reality, he is a professional hitman hired by Dr. Jacob Houseman to assassinate Frances Houseman, his own daughter. What? Don't believe me? That's just because Mr. John Castle is so good at his job, not only can he cover his tracks from the authorities, not even the camera can pick up any of his illegal activities. That is why we never see him kill anyone. That is why we never see him talk to his employer, Dr. Houseman, about the job. That is some true talent right there. Or is it rather that you don't believe that a respected doctor would hire a hitman to kill his own daughter? You'd be wrong to assume that such things don't happen. You see, Frances Houseman, better known as Baby Houseman, is a Samaritan who wants to spend her life helping third world countries battle famine and the like. Such a charitable lifestyle is a big no-no in the high society, and Dr. Jacob Houseman has a reputation to think of. Therefore, he is left with no choice but to order Baby's execution. A perfect scheme, if you ask me, for not only does he get rid of a terrible blemish on his reputation, he also gains the sympathy of his peers in the process, as a mourning father can be expected to. 2 for the price of 1. Not that I condone such heinous actions, mind. I simply mean to say that, from his point of view, the scheme is absolutely brilliant. But what is even more important is that John Castle's elaborate plan to kill Baby is no less brilliant. Allow me to explain what you failed to see. The real story between the lines is that John Castle is hired by Dr. Houseman to kill Baby, and our hero decides to do it by gaining Baby's trust and waiting for the most opportune moment to strike. He bribes a waiter called Robbie to fuck a dancer called Penny, who subsequently pretends to be pregnant. Then uses Penny's so-called situation to elicit sympathy from Baby Houseman, perfectly knowing that the young little Samaritan will never be able to resist. Once Baby makes up her mind to help Penny, she ends up having to replace Penny in a dance, which was Johnny's plan all along. He seduces her while training her to dance, and by the time the week ends, she's head over heels for him. And so after the movie is over, Johnny drives her to Vegas, where they promptly get married. After the honeymoon, she suffers a terrible accident with no witnesses whatsoever. Then John Castle gets paid, Dr. Houseman cries some crocodile tears for the authorities, and then they being Dr. Houseman and John Castle, live happily ever after. Brilliant plan, wouldn't you agree? Brilliant, and most of all, flawlessly executed, because none of you ever realized it. despite that all the clues are there. Clues like the artificially cold manner in which the good doctor treats Johnny, or Penny's conveniently timed so-called pregnancy, or the fact that it's Dr. Houseman who treats her after supposedly nearly bleeding to death, and afterwards she's fine as if nothing had happened. Suspicious, isn't it? So, the next time you watch Dirty Dancing, pay more attention to the subtle little clues. Yeah, I know it's hard to look for them with all the scantily clad women on the screen, especially the lovely Jennifer Grey, but if you jerk off 5 times in a row right before watching the movie, then you should be able to look past the eye candy just fine.